Hey Cancer Collective, welcome to your quick session. Interested in a personal session? My email is located in my TikTok and YouTube bio. We're going to get straight into what you can expect and what you need to know pertaining to whatever that is with some advice. Remember to take the messages as they resonate because not one size fits all here. Now, you have avoidance, stalemate, release, surrender, purge, autumn, harvest, nurture, compassion. The energy of what you can expect is transformation, Cancer. Okay. And the energy I'm picking up from this read is change is scary. Okay. Transformation is scary. Having to adapt to new times, especially when you don't know what to expect, is scary. So, on one end, I'm seeing someone here could potentially be dealing with or thinking on whether you're in this already or you're thinking about it. I'm seeing marriage here. I'm seeing commitment. I'm seeing a new place of employment or, new rules or just regardless of what this is pertaining to for you, Cancer, I'm seeing new territory. Okay. Hypothetically and or physically or both. Okay. But there's some adaptability here that has to be done on your behalf. And it's scary. You may be in your head wondering how you're going to adapt to these changes, or if you adapt, or when you adapt, how things will be as far as the outcome for you. The thing is, you deceive yourself when you stay stuck in just like one particular mindset. When you're what is it? One track mind. Thank you. When you're like looking from things from a one track minded perspective, you don't see the possibilities of, positive outcomes or how things could actually work in your favor. We tend to look at things from a lens that we're used to seeing from. We tend to look at things from a lens where, that revolves around our experiences. But in this case, whatever this is pertaining to, whether a union, connection, marriage, a new place of employment or whatever new rules this is that may apply for you, in order for you to really embrace this transformation, you have to be willing to open up your mind and expand your mind to multiple possibilities. On another spectrum, what I'm saying, this could be pertaining to someone who it's like watching their child or children grow up, and eventually, your child will be graduating and will have to leave the nest and will be somewhere off, either at college or off raising their own family, creating and building their own family, or just doing their own thing, living in their own independence. And I see, whatever this is pertaining to, it's very overwhelming for somebody here, and it's kind of leaving you stuck and at a standstill. Maybe even a little defensive and guarded to these changes because you, it's like in a way I'm getting the energy of you not being ready to accept your growth or your transformation or evolution that you're being pushed to go through. It's like you're kind of at this space where you rather remain in your comfort zone so that you could still kind of be in denial and hold on to certain memories that made you feel good or made you even feel safe. When in reality, it's like you're still safe moving forward. It's just you're moving into new territory. The energy is becoming different and things are feeling different because things are changing. Nothing or no one ever stays the same. And if it did, we would never learn or grow. We would never have the wisdom that we have now if we always stayed stuck in our comfort zone. So I just get what you can expect is transformation. A lot of your circumstances that you're being placed in, a lot of circumstances that you may be placed around for you to observe is for you to learn from and grow from and instill wisdom and take wisdom from whatever said circumstances are for yourself so you can implement them in your life moving forward. But I really get what you can expect is it's time for you to adapt to new territory, whether physically or hypothetically or both. Okay. Um, like there's no need to feel overwhelmed. Things may be a little scary. It's natural. Those feelings come with new territory, but it's more so about knowing your worth, knowing your capabilities, knowing that you have the ability to expand and do what needs to be done in whatever situation or circumstance. Okay. So really it's more so about you having confidence moving forward. Cancer, no one can have more confidence in you than you have in you. So as long as you know you're more than capable of withstanding the test of times, that's really all that matters. Okay. But you got to believe that. All right. What you need to know pertaining to this is looking at whatever the circumstances are in your life at a different angle, from a different perspective, will do you more justice than you being opposed to it. Okay. It will do you more justice than you being guarded towards the new wisdom you may be learning, the new insight you may be gaining, you know. And if it's really that deep, there's nothing wrong with sleeping on something and praying on it. Um, Instead of just like guarding, yourself towards the opportunity or towards the possibility of starting something new or trying something new, or seeing things from someone else's perspective for once. Instead of guarding yourself to that, give it a try. Maybe if you take time to, rest and reflect, and not always, not saying you do, but at times you may. Instead of jumping into defense mode, so suddenly, be willing to hear the next person out. Be willing to see the next person's opinion. Be willing to sleep on something or rest on something and take a moment to let something process and see how it makes you feel when you actually really truly give it a chance by thinking on it, instead of just reacting instantly and then thinking about it later, because it could cause less conflict than needed, right? So it's like, if you're willing and open to kind of releasing your own opinion about something for a moment, to allow someone else's opportunity to take the front seat, and allowing someone else to, show you a new way, whether this is in a workplace, in a marriage, in a family dynamic, in a friendship setting, a connection, whatever this is pertaining to for you, be willing to not be so indifferent to new beginnings, because that's how we miss when we guard ourselves towards new beginnings and opportunities. We tend to miss a lot of lessons that could have been good for us. We tend to miss out on certain moments that could actually work for us in a way, but how will you know if you never take that leap of faith or give yourself that chance to see something in a different light, in a different way? You won't know. You won't, and you'll forever be stuck in this one way of thinking, and the world will continuously be passing you by, because the world is constantly changing. It's evolution. That's what happens. That's what we're here for, to get out of our comfort zones and go out in the world and learn some shit. Hopefully good shit, but so that's just what I see here. And you also may find that you and a person has way more in common than you thought, if you just allow this person to show you some things or say something, in a reasonable way, reasonably, make sure you have healthy boundaries in play, but allow other people to take the front seat and to take the driver's seat for a moment. You don't always got to drive this chariot, Cancer. You don't. Okay? You'll be fine. Either way, when you're driving, when you take a rest, you'll be fine. You'll still get there safely. I promise. Okay? As far as your advice, we in new energy, okay? And it's time for you to be more confident moving into these new times ahead. And you will get more love and support, and you will gain more strength from being more compassionate in these times, showing up more compassionate. You have that. You have nurture, you have compassion. You are like the king or queen of that. You will level up way faster and way more in these times ahead by showing your nurture and compassion than you will by being so stressful and going against the grain. Like, your nurture and your care is really needed moving forward at this time. So like, switch the energy up, be more confident in yourself, be more bold, be more courageous, and be willing to take a new leap of faith in a new direction, and watch how you level up, Cancer. Love you.